Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals. It is 9:07 a.m. Here's Simba. He woke me up twice during the night to get some treats. I woke up with 3 cats laying next to me. Simba, Stella, and Boo. Here's Boo. Good morning, Boo. Boo's still a little tired today. The dehumidifier is showing 35% humidity, and the humidity sensor in the bedroom is 38%. Let's check on this flea trap that was in Boo's room overnight. And I see 2 fleas in it. There's a little flea here and a little flea there. So that's either a good sign that there are not many fleas in this room, or it's a bad sign that this trap is not working. Maybe I need to go back to the white plates instead. Stella and Splash have been playing with these toys. The one that Simba's just about to lay on. I put that on for them. I'll put their other toy on for them right now. Downstairs, the dehumidifier's at 45%. There's some scratching going on here. Richard's scratching, Goldie's scratching. Ziggy was scratching. The 2 sensors say 36% and 40%, so that's the lowest I've seen yet. So it looks like the sun is coming out today. It was very foggy this morning. I was, very disappointed. But right now it looks like the sun's coming out. Hopefully once that happens, the outside humidity will go down. And then the inside humidity will go down, and we could have a really dry day today. Something else that I should mention is that last night I realized that the lint roller was not sticking as well as it should. Like, I would roll some fleas and then the fleas would jump off. So I remembered that I had some masking tape, and that's what I've been using. I used some of it today down here. If I saw any specks, I picked it up with the masking tape and then folded it up on itself. And then last night I used a different roll of masking tape, which is now upstairs, and that's been working really good. So if I see a flea on my sock or anything, I just take a piece of masking tape and stick it to the masking tape and then fold it up, and there's no way for the flea to get out. How are you, Nancy? You doing good? You doing okay? So I did not find many fleas on this daybed at all today, which is good. Usually I find a bunch of fleas after the cats move off, but really didn't find many, so I'm still hopeful, even though I'm starting to get a little bit discouraged. Maybe the sunshine today will make me more hopeful again. Nancy says, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Hey, Eva. How are you? You're a pretty girl, Eva. Yesterday, Eva ate some wet food out of my hand, right, Eva? So she'll eat wet food out of my hand, but she won't eat a snack out of my hand. Nancy will. Right, Nancy? Hello, Nancy. I put their toy on. I just came downstairs and I picked up any stray specks on any of the white sheets that I could find. I actually see a new stray speck over there. And I'm just about to start combing the cats. Here's Ziggy. And here's Richard. He gets ready. He's like, I'm first. I'm ready. I'm in position. It is 8:45 a.m. and I just flea combed Boo, Stella, and Simba. Boo did not have any fleas. Okay, well maybe he had like one or two like really, really tiny fleas. I'm learning that there's all different sizes of fleas. There are like bigger fleas and smaller fleas. Some are so tiny you could hardly see them, and then others are easier to see. I don't know if it's, you know, some fleas are like older than others, or I'm hoping that the larger ones aren't large because they just had a drink of blood. But anyway, I got a few off of Stella today, a few off of Simba today, but way less than previous days. So I'm hoping the dehumidifiers are starting to work as far as killing fleas. And look at where Boo is. Boo's on top of the armoire. He never goes up here. But maybe now because the penthouse cat bed is gone, maybe he likes it up here. We'll see what happens. There's 2 blankets up there. He's looking out the window. Maybe he has a better view from up here. I also want to mention that I've been using crunchies as a form of bribery for combing the cats. So, you know, in the past the cats were ornery, they didn't want to be combed, but I found that if I give them a few crunchies before I comb them, and some crunchies along the way as I'm combing them, and some crunchies after I comb them, then they're much happier about it, and they actually actively participate in it. So if they see the comb and a few crunchies, like they'll come and jump over here. This is on the bed. This is the white vomit blanket that Sharon made for the cats. It's perfect because I can see any little speck on it. And they don't get a whole lot of crunchies. Like they might get like 2 or 3 before I start. And then as I'm combing them, they might get another 2 or 3 here and there, and then another 2 or 3 at the end. So maybe like a teaspoon of crunchies all together. So I want to see if I could do Splash right now. He's in Boo's room. Last night I was able to comb him a little bit because I said I wonder what would happen if I gave the cats a little crunchy snack, like 1 teaspoon of crunchies each. Sure enough, he came around and Splash let me comb him a few times. And I got quite a few fleas off of him, so I was really, really happy about that. And I'm going to see if I could do the same right now. It is 9:45. I just came downstairs. I was actually down here a little while ago and I picked up any black speck that I saw on the white sheets. And right now it's time to comb the cats. Here's Richard and Nancy. They're getting used to the routine, so they kind of know where to go. Especially Richard. He'll lay here. Lay down, Richard. And he's going to be the first one to get combed because he's so smart. So last night, he was not the first one to get combed. I came down here and I just comb like whoever's in the best position, like easiest access. So it was like Sammy, Nancy, Ziggy, and I didn't know where Richard was. So I start calling him. I'm like, Richard, where are you? And he sticks his head out from underneath Boo's old daybed. I was like, he's so smart. He knows his name. Right, Richard? He said he likes his name. Here's Nancy. Okay, guys. All right, guys. We're going to get combed, okay? I also put their toys on earlier, so that's what she was charging. Move. All right, Richie, we're getting ready. Getting ready, Richie. Okay. Here we go, Richie. Here we go. Alright, ready, Sammy? Yep. You alright, Richard? Richard, you okay? I'm in my office right now and I have 2 packages from Sharon. So let's open them and let's see what she sent to the cats. This says, "Hi LF, I hope everyone is doing well. Just wanted to send a few Halloween mats, etc. Hope you like them. Hugs to all. Purrs and hearts from Sharon and Sunday." That is really cool. Let's see what's in here. Oh, look how cute these are. Look, these are mats for the cat tower downstairs. Look. And the cats are wearing Halloween hats. That is so cute. Thank you, Sharon. Oh, and check these out. These are round mats for the cat towers, and look, they're orange with black spiders. That is so cute. That'll be really festive for the Halloween season. And I'm going to put these in the cat towers when I get home, and I wonder how the cats are going to react to the spiders. She sent 2 of those. Oh, and look at this one. Look, it's black with ghosts. That's really fun. And here's one with a black cat that reminds me of Boo in front of a full moon. Really cute. And look at these. You see these? Look, they say Boo on them. Happy Halloween, trick or treat, and Boo. Really cute. And look at this one. Look, orange with black cats. And here's a cat blanket. And do you see the pattern that's on it? It's like a yin-yang pattern, but with 2 cats, with a black cat and a white cat. That is really cute. Thank you, Sharon. And there's little white mice. These little things are like little white mice. And this is a cat blanket with the orange fabric with the black cats. So cute. Boo is going to love this. This is really cute also. I know the sun is coming in kind of strange of the window, but yeah, black cats. All these black cats might go to Boo's head, you know, and some of the other cats, I hope the other cats don't feel bad. Thank you so much, Sharon. Oh, and look at this tote bag. Look, it's ghosts and they say Boo. That is so cute. And that's such a nice color. It's like a peachy, salmon-y color. Thank you so much, Sharon. This will be a lot of fun to use as a reusable shopping bag right now. Here's the next package, and I had to open it because I'm running low on camera battery. It says, "Hi LF, hope you and the kitties are doing well. I was wondering if you could use these pads and blankets. When you mentioned the dreaded fleas, I looked through my fabric stash for white and light colored fabric for you to use as a temporary measure if you would like. It is probably the most boring package you have gotten from me, LOL. Please don't judge my sewing because the goal was to get them done fast and to send them to you quickly in hopes it may help because you mentioned about putting the beds and other things away during this time. I'm sure it is so annoying, especially with all of the work you do every day for the kitties. I hope the fleas are gone soon. I love the new opening pictures for your video. So nice to see all of the kittens and, of course, Hydrox and Ditto. Looking forward to the new season. Hugs to all, Purrs, Sharon, and Sunday. Look what Sharon sent. And again, I'm sorry for this weird spot of sun, but look. She sent white, plain white mats for the cats to lay on. This is amazing. This is going to help so much because I could see every flea on this. So she sent some square ones, and look at these for the cat towers. Awesome, awesome. Round ones for the cat towers. And look, this is a really bright yellow. I could see every dark speck on this bright yellow. So happy. And then more of the square ones. I could probably give a square one to like each cat, probably each kitten, I would think. Yeah, there's like 7 of them. So instead of the beds downstairs, I could give them each one of these to lay on, which would be great. And then here's another yellow one, and a white one, and yellow one. So I could use the yellow ones upstairs for the older cats, and then I could use the white ones downstairs. And then here is a pink and white blanket. Again, I could see every speck on here. Really happy with that. And then here is a yellow and white blanket. Super, super happy. Thank you so much, Sharon. These are going to be wonderful. So I will be using all of these white and yellow ones for the time being, even though I really, really want to use the Halloween ones. But I'm hoping that in maybe like another week or two, the fleas will be more under control than they are. So it has officially been 2 weeks now that I've been battling these fleas, and this past week was better than the week before. So I'm hoping that the coming week is even better, and I'm hoping that we've broken the flea cycle and we'll really start seeing a big decrease in fleas. So that's why I'm going to use these now while I'm really heavy in the battle and I'm still fighting it a lot. And I'm hoping to be able to use the Halloween ones hopefully 2 weeks before Halloween, if not even 1 week before Halloween. If I was not dealing with fleas right now, I'd be using them immediately because I think they're so cute and they're adorable and they're really festive. But right now I haven't taken any of my Halloween decorations out. I've been actually doing the opposite and just like getting rid of stuff. So I wanted to open all these here in my office because I didn't know what Sharon sent, and I do have a plastic storage tub that I just purchased at Target. They have their Halloween sale right now, so they have like purple ones and orange ones on sale for Halloween. And of course I got purple ones because it's like the color for the Lucky Ferals. And I needed some more because I've been, putting whatever I have at home into the plastic storage tubs as soon as they get out of the laundry. And this weekend, I used up the last storage tub. So I was in Target earlier today before I even went to the post office, and I was like, oh, it's perfect timing. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab one of the plastic storage tubs. I'll put everything in there, take it home, and then I'll take these out and I'll keep the other ones in there so they won't get any fleas. But the beautiful thing about everything that Sharon has sent to the cats is that it is all machine washable and it washes so nicely. I've put everything through the washing machine and through the dryer so many times right now, and everything is just holding up beautifully. So thank you so much, Sharon, for thinking of the cats, and thank you so much for sending us these adorable Halloween themed goodies, and then also these white and yellow and pink goodies. These are super, super helpful right now. So thank you so much for thinking of us. It is 6:20 p.m. Here's Stella. She's been laying on the bed today. And I just picked up quite a few fleas with some masking tape. I don't know if they were alive or dead. They weren't moving, but I don't really give them a chance to move. I just stick them with the tape and fold it up really fast. And I still have the dehumidifier running right now. It's down around 35%, maybe a little bit lower. This room says 32% relative humidity. And I wanted to mention that I found the original study with regards to fleas, temperature, and humidity. And I read it this afternoon, and I also poked around in some other studies. So according to the study that I read, flea larvae are killed with humidity below 50%. So humidity below 50% does not kill off all adult fleas. It does not kill off all flea eggs, but it is supposed to kill off all of the larvae, which is one stage of the flea cycle. So first you have like flea eggs, and then they turn into larvae, and then the larvae pupate into like a cocoon, and from there they hatch into adult fleas. And supposedly when there is relative humidity under 50%, it kills off the larva, which then breaks the flea cycle, which will eventually stop new fleas from forming. However, it does take time to, get all of the live fleas and all of the pupated fleas. I think that's what they're called, the fleas in the cocoons. So the flea pupa in the cocoons have to hatch into adult fleas, which can then be killed off, by flea combing, or by giving a cat Capstar, or by sticking them with some sticky tape, or in the flea traps. And even if the adult fleas lay eggs, and those eggs develop into larvae, the larva is going to be killed by the low humidity. So that's the break in the flea cycle. But what that means is that I am going to potentially continue to see fleas for a while longer. It could be days, it could be weeks. According to the article, the higher the temperature and the lower the humidity, the quicker the death of the fleas. So right now in this room, it says it's 84 degrees and it's 32% humidity. So that will kill off the various stages of fleas quicker than if it was 70 degrees in this room with 70% humidity. And I'm just summarizing things right now. I kind of skimmed through the article for some highlights and for some key points. I do want to go back and read it more carefully, but I was disappointed when I read the article and realized that it's only one stage of the flea cycle that's killed off by the lower humidity. I was hoping that the adult fleas were going to be killed off by low humidity, but that's not the case. Their life will be shortened by the low humidity, but it's not going to make the adult fleas just totally drop dead. So it's basically killing the adult fleas, controlling them, and going through the flea cycle, which is broken, hopefully, by the dehumidifiers. We'll see. Another thing I did today was order more of the sticky paper refills for the flea traps that I have downstairs, the Taro flea traps with the light bulbs. And I also ordered green bulbs because in the flea studies that I read today, they definitely said that flea traps using green light attract more fleas than just regular light. So I ordered some small green bulbs to use in the flea traps. Maybe that'll help. And more sticky paper because in a few days I want to take out the sticky paper that's in those traps and compare it to the first week. So like once a week, I'm going to replace the sticky paper until we get down to 0 fleas, hopefully. And another thing that I did this afternoon was I went to Marshall's and I got 2 pairs of white jeans. Both were on clearance, so that'll be good. I'll have more white pants to wear around the house and to see fleas on. And I got a pair of off-white leggings. And I don't know if I mentioned, but I got rid of the play rug in the living room and I cleaned the floor underneath it. And I have to go outside now and wrap up the rug and put it toward the side so when rubbish day comes I could put it out for pickup. It's 10:45 p.m. and Ziggy was on top of the cat tower. There's Ringo. And here's one of the flea traps, and these things are, like, I'm not happy with them at all. Like, they're crap, because I'm sitting here on this ottoman, like, what, 1.5 feet away from this flea trap, and I'm wearing these white knee socks, and I'm picking fleas off of these socks. So why are the fleas jumping on my socks when they should be jumping on this flea trap? So not really happy with this flea traps. I mean, I have them here just as a comparison, like this week versus last week, and then I'll put some on for next week, but yeah, they don't really do a good job. I just swapped out the dehumidifiers. So this is the one that was upstairs. This is the newer one. I put the old one upstairs. That one is already running. I'm just about to turn this one on, and we'll see how this one does down here. I'm going to put it on low like the other one, and I'll put this on 35, I guess, or maybe I should just put it on non-stop, 0, 0, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if I notice a difference with this one. And this is where the humidity sensors are and have been. The one on the right is 40%, the one on the left is 36%. And that's like the lowest that I've seen these sensors so far. Today was another sunny, dry day, and tomorrow and the next day are supposed to be sunny and dry. So let's see if we could get those humidity levels even lower than what they are. It's 11:55 p.m. and here's Boo, and if his fur looks a little strange, it's because I just put coconut oil on it. So I brushed him because he's been itching, and I got like, I don't know, 2 or 3 fleas off of him. And then I was like, well, I've heard coconut oil can repel fleas, and it's also soothing on the skin, and you know, he's been kind of itchy, so I said, let me put some coconut oil on my hands and see if I could just like pet him and then work it through his fur. I was able to nicely distribute some coconut oil around his fur, and they say it's okay if he licks it off. But what I noticed was after I rubbed coconut oil like on as much of him as I could, I then got the flea comb, and I was actually able to get more fleas off of him, which I definitely found surprising because I could have sworn I got every flea off of him that I could, but I guess the coconut oil disturbed some maybe fleas that were deeper down. Yeah, I was able to get more fleas off, and I just kept combing him and combing him and combing him, and I couldn't get any other fleas off, so I think now he's just licking the coconut oil. He's probably not going to like it for a while, but it should be safe for him. It's 9:30 a.m. and I'm combing Simba for fleas, and I am combing him in slow motion, like super slowly, and I'm getting a lot more fleas off of him because I thought I was done combing him. Like I combed him and I was like, okay, Simba, you don't have any fleas. But then I remembered, wait, do it in slow motion, and sure enough, if I comb him in slow motion, I get fleas off of him. If I comb him at more of like a normal speed, I haven't been getting fleas off of him. So I have to remind myself to do that, like to comb the cats in slow motion. The problem is sometimes like when they're being ornery and they just don't want to be combed, I just try to comb them any way that I can, and that's why I think I've gotten myself used to combing faster than I want to, because, you know, sometimes they're not cooperative. But right now he's being very cooperative, and I just wanted to mention this again. If you flea comb a cat very slowly, you get more fleas than if you flea comb at like a more normal speed. It is almost 9 a.m. and here's Boo. And Boo vomited this morning. He vomited a big hairball, and it looked like the hairball had tapeworm segments in it. So I need to call the vet this morning. They open soon, and talk to them about what we're going to do about this. Do I have to bring Boo in? Can they just prescribe medicine? Like, what do they suggest? And if Boo's vomiting tapeworms, do the other cats have it also? Do I need to treat all the cats? And the other day, Boo vomited a large hairball, and it looked like it might have had tapeworm segments in it, but it also looked like it might have had freeze-dried chicken because the cats got freeze-dried chicken as a treat. So what I decided to do was to, keep an eye on Boo, see if he's acting like he has tapeworms, and, look at his butt, because they say a lot of times you could see like tapeworm segments around his butt. I haven't seen any segments around his butt, and he hasn't been dragging his butt on the ground or anything like that. I will say he hasn't really been himself, but I thought it was from the flea medicine, the advantage that I put on his neck. I was like, okay, well, maybe he's just not acting normal because of that. But then when he vomited up the hairball this morning, and it looked like there were like grains of rice throughout the hairball, and he doesn't eat rice, and he, hasn't had the freeze-dried chicken. So I was like, yeah, it's definitely tapeworm. So I'm waiting for the vet's office to open, then I'm going to call them and find out if I need to bring him in or if they could just prescribe me something and I could pick it up, or, just give me some direction there. So that's what's going on today. Very unexpected. But thank you very much, Sharon, once again for the vomit blanket, because thankfully Boo was on the vomit blanket. Right now, this is just a white sheet. But I cleaned up the hairball and the vomit blanket immediately went into the wash. So I have to flea comb the cats and get the morning routine started, but first I want to talk to the vet. And if I'm not happy with what the new vet says, I'm going to see if I could call the older vet and see what he says. So you'll feel better, Boo. You're going to feel better, okay? You'll feel better. It is 9:15 a.m. and I spoke to the vet's office, and unfortunately the vets are not in yet, but I spoke to the receptionist and she took all the information down. She said she couldn't tell me what to do, but she'll speak to the vets and then she'll be getting back to me. She also said that they're completely booked this week, so hopefully I won't need an appointment. I've also been looking and I noticed that there is a medicine that people use called tapeworm dewormer, and I believe it's available over the counter. I think I could go to the pet store and buy it. So that's what I might do. I don't know what time she's going to call me back. She might call me back like around 12 or 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go about the morning routine there, Splash. I'm going to start flea combing everyone, doing the vacuuming, the cleaning, getting them fed, like all that stuff. And if they haven't called me back by the time I'm done, I'm just going to maybe go out to the pet store and buy it just to have it. Like, I don't know what they're going to tell me. And I don't want to call the old vet until I hear from the new vet. So depending on what the new vet says, then maybe I'll call the old vet, or maybe I'll just go and get the tapeworm dewormer from the store. In either case, I need to start flea combing the cats. It is 3:10 p.m. I just got home, and this is what the vet gave to Boo. This is called Drontal, and this is supposed to be good for tapeworms, also roundworms. I don't know if there's other kinds of worms. I just quickly looked it up when I was in my car. And the vet said to give Boo 1.5 tablets. So I have to cut one of these tablets in half. Also, I did find out that cats are supposed to hate the taste of these pills. So I bought some Friskies to try to hide it in some Friskies. I also stopped off at the supermarket and I bought some London broil, because Boo absolutely loves pieces of raw beef. So I thought maybe I could just take a little piece of beef and put it inside there, and maybe he would just eat it that way. So I'm going to cut these in half and try to get 3 halves into Boo. These were really easy to cut in half. All I had to do was open a can and Boo just came running. You going to eat some Friskies, Boo? So here's a little bit of Friskies, and there's 1 half, there's another half, and there's another half. I tried to hide them in there. Fingers crossed that he'll eat this. There you go, Boo. Wow, guys, look at that. There was no problem getting him to eat those pills at all. That is amazing, Boo. Good job. So what I found is that if I keep Friskies for special occasions or for situations like this, when, I need them to take some kind of medicine, that it works really good because, they get raw food the majority of the time. Most of their meals are raw food. Sometimes they get some canned food. Maybe they get some Fancy Feast or some Sheba. Usually they'll get that as a snack. And then with regards to Friskies, they've been getting that on special occasions, or like today when I needed to get some medicine in him. It was like a special occasion, so it's something that he can really look forward to. I'm going to give him a little bit more of the Friskies because he ate this so good, and it'll be his reward. And then hopefully the deworming medication will start kicking in. It is 3:51 p.m. I just came inside after spraying down my yard with this. This is Vet's Best Nature's Healthcare Flea and Tick Yard and Kennel Spray. Plant-based formula, kills mosquitoes, fleas, flea larvae, flea eggs, and ticks. It says concentrate for outdoor use up to 5,000 square feet. And this is made from essential oils. So it's peppermint oil, and I believe it's clove oil. It smells like a combination of peppermint and cloves. It actually smells really good. And then there's some soap. So I sprayed down the entire patio area. I sprayed down the side of my house, and I sprayed down part of my driveway area, and I sprayed down near my front door and near the front of my house the best I could. Then I ran out of this. I picked this up at a pet supply store on the way home today. So Boo's scratching right now, so I'm going to have to flea comb him again. I'm hoping this works. They say you spray it and then you kind of let it dry, and then it should last for a while. So we'll see, because what's been happening is when I go outside, if I'm wearing white socks, and if I'm wearing white socks that go up to just below my knee, then when I come back inside, there's usually a few fleas on me, so I know my yard is full of fleas. So I'm hoping maybe this will kill some of them and I can go outside without bringing fleas inside. I'm outside with these two Taro flea traps, and I just want to film how many fleas they've caught. So this one, I believe, was the one near the cat tower. I think it has less fleas in it than it did a week ago at this time. And that's what it looks like from this angle. And then here's the other one. This one has less fleas in it than the one I just showed you, but it still caught a good amount of fleas. This one definitely has less fleas than the ones last week. So even though both of these caught a good amount of fleas, they probably caught 1% of the fleas downstairs, because I feel like every time I comb the cats, which is twice a day, that I get at least this many fleas off of the cats that I can comb, if not more fleas than this. So the fact that these have been down there a full week, I mean, they work because they do catch some fleas, but at the same time they don't work because there are plenty of fleas that these don't catch. And I would definitely say that these don't catch more fleas than they catch, if that makes any sense. Maybe these catch 1 out of every 100 fleas that I've killed, or maybe they've caught like 1 out of 50 fleas that are down there. I don't know, but I mean, these are nowhere near catching the amount of fleas that they should be. I mean, if I walk around in white socks downstairs, on a typical day, I'll be killing, maybe 20 fleas over the full day that jump on the white socks, whereas there's not 20 fleas a day in here. No way. So we'll see how they do this week. Maybe this coming week they will have less in them than they do right now. So, I mean, it is a good sign that these have less in them than they did last week. It is 5:10 p.m. and I just set up the flea traps downstairs. Here's one of them. Hello, Sammy. How are you? She's been rubbing up against me. And here's the other flea trap. So we'll see how they do. And a week from today, we will compare them to the amount of fleas that were on them today. Hey, Sammy. Hey, Sammy. Who's this? Eva. Here's Ziggy and Nancy. Hey, Ziggy and Nancy. It is 5:15 p.m. and here's Boo. He's relaxing on the bed. I keep checking on him every so often because he had that deworming medication and he seems to be doing okay. Here's Simba. He's laying on the bed also. I'm thinking about ordering more of the medication that the vet gave Boo for all of the other cats. I don't think it would be harmful to give them all the dewormer because if one has tapeworms, chances are really good that there's at least another few that do have tapeworms also. And I would have to purchase the dewormer by the bottle. In order to get like only 1 or 2 doses, you need a vet's prescription. But if you purchase the whole bottle, then you don't need a vet's prescription. I could purchase it on Chewy or Amazon. The problem is that it's like over $200 for 50 tablets, which wouldn't be bad because, you know, I would have them. They don't expire for a while. If I store them downstairs, it'd probably be the right temperature to store them because they do say you have to store them between like 65 and 75 degrees. And if I put them in a cabinet in my back storage room, it usually stays around that temperature. So I'm thinking about getting a whole bottle. Now, Boo's dose was like 1.5 tablets. So if I do 1.5 times 10, that's like 15 tablets right there. So, how you doing, Simba? I would have 35 tablets left over. But like I said, if they don't expire for a while, if I needed to then deworm a cat in the future, I would have it. And these tablets work against roundworms, hookworms, and tapeworms. So it's not just tapeworms. But considering I paid $35 for 1 dose for Boo, if I was to pay $35 per cat, so let's take $35 times the 10 other cats, that's $350 right there. So it definitely pays for me to buy the whole bottle for only like $220 versus $350. So if I look at it that way, it's definitely a savings. I might purchase it and then have it delivered, but right now there's a few other things I need to get done before that. So I'm just going to give it a little more thought. Hey, Boo. So it is 4:10 p.m. right now. Here's Simba. Boo and Simba are laying on the bed right now. Boo was in the kitchen with me. I prepared some homemade raw cat food today. I had purchased some raw chicken necks, raw chicken hearts, and raw chicken livers the other day. And I needed to process them into cat food today before they started going bad. I needed to get the cat food made and into the freezer, so that's what I was doing. And whenever I do that, Boo tries to get a few pieces of raw chicken from me, so he enjoyed that, and then he just kind of hung out there for a while. So I flea combed all the cats today. Now, the upstairs cats are doing really well. I only got maybe, 3 or 4 fleas off of each of them, maybe not even. And Splash does not really let me comb him, so right now he's on top of the armoire relaxing. If I could comb Splash, it would be better, but it is what it is. The dehumidifiers have been running non-stop, and the humidity inside the house has been around 35, sometimes a little bit less. It just depends on how dry it is outside. We've had beautiful sunny days the past few days, which has helped, and also when I put the air conditioning on, that also brings the humidity down a little bit, so that's been helping. Tomorrow and the next day we are supposed to get rain, so we have 2 days of very high humidity in front of us. So I'm hoping that does not reverse the trend with less and less fleas. So last night I got rid of the runner that I had here in the hallway just because I felt like every time I walked down it, I felt like there were fleas on my socks. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get rid of it. I have extras down in my storage room. I could always put an extra rug out here. I also had a little like half moon rug here in the kitchen, and that's old and it's kind of stained, so I got rid of that one too, and I'm like, I'll just figure out a new one. There's an ant right there. Since the humidity has been way lower than it was, it seems to be waking the ants up, and I have ants coming out from this electrical socket. So what I did yesterday was I took the metal frame off the outlet, and then I put some ant bait inside of there. I don't know if it's helping at all. And then what I did today was I took some packing tape, and I put packing tape all around the outlet because I figured, well, if the ants come crawling out, they'll get stuck in the tape, and you can see there's like 3 stuck there. But what they're doing is they're actually coming out from the outlet holes. I don't know if you could see them. There's like 3 of them here that are just coming out of the holes from the outlet. So I do have some powdered borax, which is also used to kill ants. And what I might do either later today or tomorrow is open this up again and put some of the powdered borax in there and see if that helps. This is right next to a window, and what I did earlier was I went outside and I put ant bait all along the window ledge outside, hoping that the ants would be attracted in that direction versus this direction. So you know, it's bad enough I'm dealing with fleas, but now I also have ants here. And this was the first year that I did not have to deal with this, but now that the humidity is down inside the house, all of a sudden they're coming out. The other thing that I should mention is this is the best ant spray ever. It's not even an ant spray, but it works better than any of the ant sprays. This is Mrs. Meyer's Clean Day Multi-Surface Everyday Cleaner in Acorn Spice Scent. I just ordered more of these on Amazon because I've gone through like this much in a day or two. All I have to do is spray this at the ant, and it just like kills them dead in their tracks. And I believe it's because of the essential oils that are used in here. So this has clove oil in here, which is also in a lot of like the anti-flea sprays, the natural anti-flea sprays. And the other oil in here is cinnamon oil. So between cinnamon oil and clove oil and then a little bit of soap, it's great for ants. And I do like that it's non-toxic. I try to keep it away from the cats. I don't want the cats like licking it or getting like near it. So I just spray it and then wipe it up. But it works really, really well. So Boo had his dewormer a little more than 24 hours ago. He had it yesterday afternoon, and he's been doing good since then. I got a few fleas off of him this morning, but it was only like 2 or 3. And he's been itching a lot less, and even though he's grooming himself now, I feel like he's been grooming himself a lot less. He's just been more kind of just calm. So I might comb him now and just see if I could get any fleas off of him. But overall, like upstairs here, with the rugs gone, and then with like all the daily vacuuming and cleaning and combing, I feel like there's definitely a big improvement upstairs. Downstairs still has a ways to go. I get more fleas off of the cats downstairs than the upstairs cats. So like today, I think Nancy had the most fleas, followed by Sammy, followed by Richard, followed by Ziggy. For some reason, Ziggy hardly ever has fleas on her. She only has like a few, like the upstairs cats do. And then, surprisingly, Richard always has just a little bit more than Ziggy. And I guess Nancy has the most because everyone likes to, you know, rub up against Nancy. And little Eva is always like sleeping next to Nancy. And I still can't comb little Eva, Ringo, or Goldie, but I do try. So, it's just really difficult because I don't want to try too much that it freaks them out too much, but at the same time, I don't want to not do anything. And what really messed this week up was yesterday because of the situation with, you know, Boo vomiting up tapeworm segments, and then me having to go to the vet's office, and then it just kind of got me completely off of my schedule because while I was out and while I was at the vet's office, I was like, well, I might as well, you know, get some other errands and stuff done. So, yeah, a good portion of yesterday was just gone. So trying to catch up with things today, and I'm hoping it's not another late night. So I have not been getting as much sleep as I would like to be getting. I haven't been getting to bed till almost like 1 in the morning most nights. And then I'm usually up at like 7, sometimes 8. So I'm only getting like 6 hours or 7 hours the most. But I'm not getting the full 7 hours because I'm usually waking up at some point or multiple points through the night. Sometimes because Simba has been a real pest and he's been jumping on me because he wants treats. Or Stella has been waking me up, or there'll be like some kind of noise either outside or downstairs. So for example, last night it was probably like 1:30 in the morning. I was just falling asleep, and then all of a sudden there was like all this noise coming from downstairs, and I was like, that does not sound good. So I went downstairs and the cats knocked over something very large in the back room that they should not have knocked over. They actually broke part of it, so I'm not happy with them. And yeah, that was not fun having to like clean that up and deal with that, but it's just stuff like that. So I just wanted to document what's going on because I know I haven't filmed much today, if anything, and it's been really hectic this week. So I'm hoping things will start calming down a little bit. Right now, I really should be going outside and rolling up the rug that was in the hall and getting it ready for rubbish day because I just threw it out on the patio last night. I was like, I'll deal with it tomorrow. So today's tomorrow and I have to deal with it. But I also just wanted to sit down on the bed or maybe lay down on the bed for like 10 minutes and just relax before I feel like the second part of the day starts. I got through the morning, I got through the afternoon, I still have a lot of like work to do, and then I have to do all of the cat chores this evening, which I timed and it ends up being 3 hours. 3 hours from the time that I start flea combing the cats up here, then I give them fresh water, scoop the litter, and then vacuum everything up here, clean a little bit, and give them their dinner, watch them a little while they eat their dinner. Then I go downstairs and pretty much repeat the same process downstairs with the other cats. I have to flea comb them. And then I actually have to change the sheets that are on the furniture down there. I take off the sheets from the day before and I put on fresh sheets. And then the sheets that I take off, I have to put in the laundry and do laundry. And then, I have to vacuum and give them their food. So by the time it's all said and done, it literally takes 3 hours. And one of the things that takes the most time downstairs is flea combing the 4 cats that I can flea comb. Because it's not like the cats up here who only have a few fleas. When I'm combing them downstairs, I feel like I just keep combing them until I get all the fleas off and I'm not getting any more fleas off. And that really could take a while. So since Boo's itching, I'm going to flea comb him now. Sorry, Boo. I'm not finding anything on Boo. Now we have to remember that Boo has dermatitis from the flea bite, so that could be why he's itching also. Like there's part of a scab that just came off of him. So here's Boo. He's grooming himself a little bit, and I want to show you what's going on. So can you see like all of the over grooming going on here on his belly? And then here on his legs. Like on each leg, there's a lot of over grooming. And when he stands up, like the back of his legs, like the back of his thighs look like this. They're like very sparse. There's very sparse fur on the back of his thighs. Like here, do you see his leg here? So I don't want him like grooming any fleas. I did end up finding like 2 fleas on him, but other than that, he looked pretty clean. So I hope he's just grooming to groom and not to eat fleas. Because that's how cats get tapeworms. Here's Stella. Look at what's going on here. Can you see what's going on? She has a flea in her face. It looks like a flea in her face. This is something else that I ordered from Amazon. This is 3M Automotive Refinish Masking Tape. Supposedly, this is supposed to be stronger than regular masking tape because I've been finding that sometimes when I stick a flea to the masking tape, they'll jump off. But so far, I haven't had any jump off of this. And I do like that it's a bright yellow color, so I know immediately, oh yeah, that's like the flea tape. So hopefully it'll continue to work. So here's what's going on with Boo's legs. You see what's going on there? Look at all of that over grooming. I'm filming this now, so hopefully when it grows back in, I have like a before and after to look at. Right, Boo? Good? Boo's not too happy that I just showed everyone what's going on there. He's eating a few crunchies. It is 9:15 a.m. and here's Boo. I had to take all of the sheets off the bed and put them in the laundry. I also took the blanket off the bed and put that in the laundry. And let me tell you why. Boo's itching because he probably has a flea, but it could be his dermatitis. I did not comb the cats yet today. I still have to do that. What happened was I went to bed by midnight yesterday, so I was really happy. But I was so exhausted. I was exhausted to the point where I was feeling nauseous. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but I was just beyond exhausted. Like this entire week has caught up with me. So I was like, I just need a really good night's sleep. I didn't want any cats in this room, but you know, Boo's on the bed. I'm not going to kick him out. He hasn't been feeling too good recently. And then Stella was on the bed, and of course, you know, Simba shows up in the room. He was in the cat tower. So I was like, okay, I just need to get good sleep. So I fell asleep, no problem. And then I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Boo was standing on top of me making that pumping noise. You know, the pumping noise when a cat's going to throw up. So the first thing I thought was I have to get a paper plate. So I jumped out of bed, ran to the kitchen, grabbed a paper plate, and by the time I came back, it was too late because Boo had finished pumping. So then I was like looking for whatever he vomited and I couldn't find it. I was like, where is it? Where is it? I was like, well, maybe it was a false alarm, but Boo doesn't usually have false alarms. Like he doesn't do dry heaving. If Boo's going to pump, then something's going to come out. But I could not find it. I was like, something is wrong. Okay. Then I was like, well, maybe it's just like a little tiny bit. But I searched everywhere, could not find it. So I was like, well, I need to get more sleep. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I need at least 3 hours more sleep. So I went back to bed. I didn't get up until 8 o'clock when an alarm went off. And I looked again. I still could not find anything. I was like, what is going on? So then after I kept looking, I finally found it. And it was a little tiny hairball on the very edge of the blanket. Like totally on the edge. Very little hairball. You would think that it was just like a tag on the blanket, like how this is a tag on the mattress protector. That's what it looked like. It wasn't even that big. It was like half that size. And I was like, oh my gosh, he did vomit something. So that's why I took everything off the bed. It's all in the laundry right now. It's a good thing that happened because I went downstairs and the dehumidifier had clicked off because it was full of water. So I put the dehumidifier back on downstairs. So I'm getting ready for my day right now. I need to flea comb the cats upstairs. I need to go buy water. I have like no bottled water in this house. So that is like my number one thing I have to do today. And then I've decided I'm not going to vacuum this morning. I'm just going to vacuum later today. But I am going to flea comb the cats, except I need to get something to put on this mattress protector because sometimes when I flea comb the cats, I do flick off fleas. I don't want to flick them off onto here. I'd rather flick them off onto something else. Actually, I still have the vomit blanket up here because it's still clean. So I'll just put the vomit blanket down and then I'll flea comb them on that. It is mail time. The cats just got some mail. So let's open the mail and see what the cats got. All right, I'm starting with this package from Amazon. Oh, check this out. It says it is a groom genie. Calms, grooms, fast, works on any fur, hair, and pet type. That's awesome. This says my cat can't resist rubbing his cheeks on this. I just rub my fingers across bristles and he jumps up to use it. I hold it still and he rubs against it. Should be great for socialization for your cats. From Sandra. Thank you so much, Sandra. I was actually just thinking about buying some different types of brushes to try to get Goldie, Ringo, and Eva to react better to them, because you know, you never know what's going to help a cat to overcome their shyness. And so this is perfect. I can't wait to use this. I'm definitely going to try this out with them. I'm going to use it on all the cats downstairs and, you know, see how they like it. And then I'm going to hope maybe I'll be able to use it on Ringo, Eva, and Goldie, and it will help break through to them. So thank you so much, and thank you for thinking of the cats. And here's a box. This says, a gift for you. Enjoy your gift, from White Rabbit. And this one says, I hope the cats and kittens enjoy these toys, from Joe Enigma 26A. Well, thank you guys so much. This is a Cheerable ball. It says it is a smart and interactive pet toy. That's cool. It says perfect size for cats, safe materials, rechargeable, love rechargeable, flexible and agile, 100% automatic, intelligent reaction mode. I've never seen these before, and we have 3 of them, so that is awesome. I could put one downstairs, one upstairs, and then keep an extra for in case one of them gets lost. My concern with any kind of ball toy is finding them after they're lost. So it has a user manual. Oh, and then it has a little ball. You know who might go crazy over these? Simba. It reminds me of a pom-pom. Yeah, it's like a pom-pom. Look at this. Look. It's a lot like a red pom-pom. Can you just turn it on? I should read the user's manual first. This is really cool. It's like a high-tech pom-pom. So it says in the box there's a cheerable ball, a bell, including a lanyard and a USB charging cable. Now, they say you can install the bell. That is optional. I wonder if the cats would like it with the bell. Sometimes they get scared of bells, so I'll try it without the bell first. Turn on and select an interactive mode. So to turn it on, you press the button for 3 seconds, but maybe it needs to be charged first. Oh no, there it is. Then it says press the button once for one mode. Normal, move and jump. Oh, it's doing something. Oh my god, there it goes. Then there's passive, react to touch, and gentle only for moving. And then it has 3 different like LED statuses. I gotta go get it. Simba's in the penthouse, so we just put the ball in the bed. Is it gonna move? It's in Boo's room. Is Boo gonna go after it? Now it's yellow, now it's blue. Boo's looking at it. Thank you so much, Joe, for these awesome toys. The cats are really going to enjoy them. I'm going to give them these balls later. Right now, they're all kind of taking their afternoon nap, but when they get up later, we'll play with these and see how the cats like them. So thank you so much for thinking of the cats. This is a really cool toy. I had no idea these existed. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how the cats like them. And there's one more package here. This is from Sharon. And I believe she sent something to help with the flea battle. This is hi LF, just a few more white pads. I hope these work for you. Purrs, Sharon. So here is another white pad. Oh, and look, here's a white cover for the rebounder. That is great because I've been using a sheet, so thank you so much. Oh, and look at this. I can put this on the floor. Right now I have a yellow one and a pink one on the floor. I'm going to use this on the floor also, or I could actually even use this on my bed. And then here's another white pad. So thank you so much, Sharon. I'll definitely be using these right away. We hope you're doing well, and we send lots of purrs and headbutts to Sunday. It is 1 p.m. and here's Boo. And he's more like he's back to his normal self today. First of all, he's sitting by the window in his room. He always used to love hanging out here prior to a few weeks ago. So that's good. I came in to shut the window. Right now it's open about an inch, but you know, I have to keep an eye on the humidity in the house, make sure it stays low. The humidity in this room is 45 right now. The humidity outside is like 96, and I'm trying to keep it 40 or below. So I'm going to shut the window. So Boo has been grooming a bit this morning. I don't know if you can see, there's like a little bit of black fur here. But he had the zoomies last night and this morning. So I think that's good because for the past few weeks, he hasn't done that at all. He's just been laying in the same spot on my bed. So it's really good that he's not on my bed right now. And like yesterday, he was in the kitchen hanging out there for a while. And today he's hanging out in here. He has come into this room a few times over the past week, but not for an extended period of time. And like last night, he spent a good amount of time here looking out the window, back to his old job. So I guess he took some time off for a while. Here's the dehumidifier. It is at 40% humidity. Most rooms are around 40% right now. It's about 10:30 p.m. right now. And I just gave Simba the electronic pom-pom. He's watching it. It's moving around in the corner. I don't know if it's going to get itself out. Maybe I'll help it. So it seems to have gotten itself stuck underneath this piece of furniture. There's Simba. Simba's watching it. Here comes Splash. Is he going to push it off? Simba's very interested in it, but he doesn't know what to make of it. There goes Splash. I put the ball in the cattet track. It doesn't fit in the cattet track because it's too large. So I put it in the center of the cattet track. It's moving around a little bit, but I don't know where any of the cats are. This is the turbo track. Now I had taken this apart and put this in a storage container downstairs, and the ball from this turbo track fits perfectly in a turbo scratcher, so I put the ball in a turbo scratcher, and of course the cats got it out. Now the ball's gone. So I put this together, and the ball that moves actually fits in this turbo track, but it doesn't move. I thought maybe it would just like move itself around the track, but it doesn't do that. So I guess it's it's a bit too tight of a fit. So I'll leave it in here for a little while, see if Simba comes back to play with it. There's Simba's in the hall. I think Simba's a little bit afraid of it. Simba, go get it. Simba, it's a pom-pom. Get the pom-pom. There he goes. Get the pom-pom, Simba, get it. It is 1 p.m. and here's Simba. He's relaxing in a cat tower. The cats had their breakfast a few hours ago. They had homemade raw food. It was chunky chicken today. And it's supposed to be a sunny day, but it's not sunny. It's cloudy. And I just checked the forecast, and next weekend is supposed to be 3 days of rain. So this weekend, it rained the past 2 days. And we're supposed to get sun today, and I don't see any sun. And then next weekend, we're supposed to get rain. We have been getting rain every single weekend. Like, I don't know, I'm starting to think like something is very unnatural about that. Like, what are the chances that every single weekend you're going to get rain? And just on the weekends, not during the week. Well, sometimes we've gotten rain during the week also. I'm just so sick of this rain because I still have my dehumidifiers on and I need to keep the humidity as low as possible to fight these fleas. And when it's rainy and wet out, it makes it harder for them to, take the humidity out of the air. When there's 95% humidity outside or higher, and they have to work to keep it, 45 or lower in the house, it's a lot more work for them versus when it's a dry day and maybe the humidity is only 65 outside or even 55 outside. So I'm really looking forward to some nice weather, and right now today I'm disappointed. I should also mention that Simba woke me up about 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe 3:30 in the morning, because he wanted some treats. And he has this really bad habit where he'll jump on me in the middle of the night, and I'll usually give in and give him a few dried sardines. I should really probably stop doing that, but it just lets me get back to sleep faster than having him continue to bother me. And here's Boo. He's been hanging out in his room. And he just jumped on my bed. I don't know why. So I wanted to tell you what Boo did this morning. So a few hours after Simba woke me up, I was then woken up by Boo, who was sleeping on the bed. He slept on the bed overnight, but he woke me up because I heard that pumping noise again. And I was like, oh no, he's going to throw something up. Thankfully, this time I had a paper plate in this room. I had it in the night table next to my bed. And it was like a 10-inch plate, so it was pretty big. Sometimes it can be tricky getting the plate underneath a cat when a cat is vomiting because the cat don't want to move around and stuff. Here's Stella. She's laying on the bed over here. So as Boo kept moving around, I had to keep moving the plate underneath him. Finally, he coughed up a hairball, and I caught it all. I'm really, really proud of that fact. I'm getting really good at catching vomit and hairballs on paper plates. And I looked at it really good, and it did not look like the last hairball that he threw up. That looked like it had grains of rice in it. So this hairball did look like maybe it had some chewed up crunchies in it. But he did get some crunchies when Simba woke me up a few hours before and I gave Simba some dried sardines. I gave Boo a few crunchies. So I'm thinking maybe that's what it was, that he had some crunchies. But then at the same time, I don't know if that's what it was because I know that cats usually swallow crunchies whole. So I'm going to keep an eye on Boo as far as any other symptoms he might be having of tapeworms. But it did not look like the grains of rice like his last hairball did. So hopefully he doesn't have any more tapeworms. Right, Boo? Maybe it's just remnants of the last one. Now, I did flea comb all the cats this morning. I might just comb him again since he's itching now. I just wanted to document the fact that he did vomit another hairball today. And it was a big hairball. It was a very big hairball. I should also mention that today is exactly 3 weeks into the war on fleas. It started 3 weeks ago today. And we're still battling them. The amount of fleas is a lot less than it was, but there are still fleas present. So we're going to continue to battle them until there are no more fleas. Right, Stella? What makes it more difficult is the fact that there are multiple cats, and some of the cats cannot be flea combed. That's really an obstacle. It is 10:45 a.m. and here is Simba and Splash, and they're hanging out in these cat towers. Now, I was thinking of letting the kittens upstairs, and yes, I'm still calling them kittens right now, but the cats are not going in my room like they were previously, so I'm not going to force them into my room if they don't want to be. Plus, the downstairs cats still have fleas. I mean, the upstairs cats still have fleas also, but I seem to be combing less out of them than the downstairs cats. Although that's not true because some of the downstairs cats, like Ziggy, hardly had any fleas on her today. The same thing for Sammy. Richard and Nancy had more fleas, but it's definitely less than it was a week ago today. So I'm hopeful that the flea cycle has been broken, and every week we're seeing less and less fleas. I know it's taking me less time to do the flea combing every day, which is good. And yesterday I only vacuumed once, which was like later in the afternoon, early evening. And I think I'm going to do that again today. I didn't vacuum this morning. I'm going to go down to a once a day vacuuming routine because that's going to save me so much time. I'm already saving time by not having to spend so much time flea combing the cats because they don't have as many fleas, so it's easier to just get whatever fleas are on them faster than when they have more fleas, because then it's like combing and combing and combing and combing. So I'm really happy about that. I'm also really happy that the sun is shining today. I need to go run a few errands, so that'll be nice. Maybe even do a few things in the yard that need to get done. Here's Stella. She's relaxing in this cat tower, and I do have the dehumidifier on. I think that it's been definitely helping to break the flea cycle, but time will tell. Out of all the cats, Stella is the most ornery when it comes to getting flea combed. There will be some times, like late at night, where she'll be more open to me flea combing her, but during the day, like when I'm flea combing the cats in the morning or like before they eat dinner, she's the most ornery. I definitely always have to give her a few crunchies to kind of distract her. And here's Boo. Boo's been spending a lot of time by the windows in his room. He did sleep on my bed last night, and so did Stella, and Simba jumped on and off of it a few times. So what happens is the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is look to see if there's any fleas on the bed, and I could see it because it's all white. And I grab some sticky tape and I pick up anything that looks like a flea. And today there are like 3 or 4 little specks that look like that they could be fleas, so I picked them up right away. Also, the last thing I do before I go to bed is flea comb the cats. The 4 older cats actually get flea combed about 3 times a day because I flea comb them in the morning and then before they eat dinner and then right before I go to bed because I don't want any fleas on my bed. And if they're going to be jumping on my bed in the middle of the night, I don't want any fleas. So the last thing I do is flea comb them, get any remaining fleas off of them. But sure enough, sometimes when I wake up, there might be a few specks on the bed. So that's the first thing I do in the morning is then check to see if there's any spots that I could pick up. The humidity today outside right now is 62%, which is a lot lower than it's been because it's been, rainy the past few days. So I'm actually going to open Boo's window a little tiny bit, and that should not raise the humidity inside the house too much. Right now in his room, it is 37% humidity, and I want to make sure it stays at 45 or below. I just opened his window about 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. It's enough for him to be able to smell the air outside. So here's Ringo. There's little Eva. The noise in the background is the dehumidifier and then a toy. I think this toy might have broke. So I just put new batteries in this like 3 days ago. It should not be making that noise, that like loud noise. Hey, Sammy. So I'm going to replace this one soon. It's annoying. So I do have extras of this toy, and I will be replacing it with one of the extras either later today or tomorrow. Here's Nancy. Hello, Nancy. Nancy was having fun playing with one of the squishy soccer balls this morning. Hello, little Eva. Hey, Sammy. Here's Ziggy. She's watching the turkeys. Ziggy loves watching nature videos. And there's this little shelf in front of the TV. So a lot of times she'll be up here. Sometimes it's Ringo. Sometimes I've seen Sammy or some other cats up here, but it's usually Ziggy, and she just dropped a digital clock. That's fine. The humidity down here is 32% on the old unit and 36% on the newer unit, so I'm going to go with like 35-36%, and it's been like that pretty much most of the past several days. So with the newer dehumidifier running down here non-stop, it has the humidity around 35%, and that's as far as the dehumidifier goes. It has like 35% as its lowest number, and I have tried to keep it on like continuous. And even with it being on continuous, 35% seems to be the lowest that this room goes. But that is enough to affect the life cycle of fleas, and also to affect the lifespan of grown fleas. Right, Ziggy? What you doing? So the routine down here has been, when I first come down, I take sticky tape and pick up anything that looks like a flea or a black spot. And then I flea comb the cats, and these are my 2 death pools for the fleas. And I don't know if you could see that in this one, there's only like 12 fleas today, which is really good because it was just a few days ago that there was a lot more fleas than that. So what happens is anytime I comb a cat and there's like 2 or more fleas on the comb at one time, then I dip it into this deep pool. The flea comb goes in deep, and I wiggle it around to get either kill the fleas or get them to drop off of the comb. And then if they stick to the comb, I grab a square of toilet paper, and I take them off and I put them into the shallow pool for them to drown. Now if I flea comb the cats and there's only like 1 flea on here, then I do the same thing. I just grab it with some toilet paper, and what I do is I put it in here, and then I take the end of the brush and I dunk it down, and that keeps the fleas from jumping out, and it drowns the fleas. So as you can see, there's a lot of toilet paper in here, so which means I got quite a few fleas off the cats. They still have some fleas. They're not completely free of fleas, but this system has been working out really, really good. And of course I do put a few squirts of dish soap in both of these so that the fleas sink. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drain both of these out and get them ready for the next flea combing, which will be later today. And what I do with the shallow flea pool is I drain the water out of it, and then I discard the wet toilet paper. And later today, before dinner, I will come down here and I'll do the same routine. I'll pick up any spots with sticky tape. I'll flea comb the cats the same way. But then I also do more. What I do is I take off all these sheets and I put them in the laundry, and I replace all the sheets with fresh sheets. And then I also vacuum. Now I have been vacuuming twice a day, so I've been vacuuming in the morning and also in the evening, but it worked out really good yesterday, only vacuuming once a day, so I'm going to do the same thing today and see how that continues to go. Another thing that's really nice about not having to vacuum so much and not having to flea comb for so long is that the cats get more playtime. So the cats had some really fun playtime this morning, and if there are less fleas this evening, they're going to have more fun playtime this evening. Here's little Eva. She loves laying in this catted track. Another thing I should mention is that it is much better to have tile floors than a rug. It just makes keeping everything free of fleas much better. But unfortunately, half of this downstairs area does have a rug. Once I am rid of this flea situation and things get more organized, I'm definitely thinking of getting rid of the rug in the other half of this room and replacing it with a floor of some kind. I don't know if I want to do tiles. I don't know if I want to match these tiles or get different tiles or even a different type of maybe like a laminate floor or something. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more. Another thing I should mention is that I still have checkpoints at several locations through the house. So right here between the upstairs and downstairs, I keep this lint roller and I check myself for fleas before going from downstairs to upstairs or vice versa. And I also do the same thing before I enter my laundry room and before I enter my storage room and anytime I come in from outside. So those are like 4 major checkpoints that I have. And I continue to wear white and light colored clothing so I could see everything. And today I'm wearing these like off-white jeans that I got at Target. And I just have them tucked into my white socks. So that makes it really easy just to untuck them and put on a pair of shoes before I leave the house today. But if I'm having a day like yesterday, for example, if I know I'm not leaving or going anywhere, then I'll either use the knee socks or some white leggings or both. But the good news is that for the majority of the morning, I have not even seen one flea on my socks. And yesterday, I only saw very few fleas on my socks. So that's a good sign also, right, Sammy? Can't go upstairs yet, okay? Actually, what would happen if I did let Sammy up? She hardly had any fleas on her today, and the other cats are usually pretty good with her. You want to go up, Sammy? You want to go see what's going on? She's probably going to just go and come back down. Okay, going back down? She came upstairs, she saw the other cats, and she's like, I'm going back down. It is 10:15 a.m. Here's Boo and Stella. Simba's here also, and Stella and Simba got weighed this morning. They actually both lost a little bit of weight in the month since I've weighed them last. And I am trying to get the dewormer into whatever cat has not had it yet. So Boo had the dewormer, Stella needs to get it, Simba needs to get it, and right now Splash is in my room. I gave it to him in a little bit of Friskies, so hopefully he'll eat it. Yesterday, 4 of the cats downstairs got the dewormer, and I had no problem getting any of them to eat it except for Goldie, because Goldie kept spitting out the pieces of the tablets. But finally, I was able to get her to eat it by putting it in a squeeze up with a little bit of freeze-dried chicken on top. So this is a little litter box that Simba likes to lay in. That's why it's here. It's usually under here where Simba is right now. This is a bunch of stuff that I purchased to fight the fleas, and I've not used any of this stuff except maybe some of the baking soda. So whatever I don't use, I might actually return. The cats got flea comb this morning. There were not many fleas on them at all. For some reason last night, Boo had quite a few fleas on him, so I don't know what's going on with him. I continue to wear all white, and right now I do see a speck on my left foot, but other than that, for the past day or two, I haven't really been picking any fleas off of me. And I do use the sticky tape if I see one of them, so sticky tape is in my room right now, and I might go check on Splash to see if he ate what I just gave him. This is what Splash did, look. He ate enough to get down to the tablets, and then he left them. So I'm going to have to disguise them a little bit better. I just put a bunch of crunchies around them, so maybe he'll just eat the crunchies and eat the tablets. Go ahead, Splash, eat that. Here's Stella's food. She did not eat the tablets, and I tried putting some churu on top of it. She still did not eat the tablets. But actually, I think I have another idea. I want to see what would happen if I stick a piece of a tablet in a churu. Will she just eat it that way? I ended up trying several different methods of getting these pills into Splash and Stella, and they would not eat them. They kept spitting them out, so I'm going to have to try again another day with another method. It's about 11:15 a.m. and I just finished flea combing the cats downstairs, and can you see this? So here is the deep water drowning pool for the fleas. There's nothing in it. Nothing. So this shallow pool has some fleas in it. So what that means is when I was flea combing the cats today, I was only getting like 1s and 2s off of the cats. I wasn't getting anything more than that on the flea comb. Most of the time I was only getting like 1 random flea at a time. I combed Sammy, I only found maybe like 2 or 3 fleas on her. And I combed Richard, maybe I found like 4 or 5 fleas on him, maybe not even. And I combed Ziggy, only found a few on her. Goldie does not let me comb her. And I combed Nancy and I found a few fleas on her. So we're not out of the woods yet, there are still some adult fleas. So I'm keeping the dehumidifiers on, and what happened today several times is as I was combing the cats, I would literally see a flea jump off of them. It happened when I was combing Ziggy, when I was combing Sammy, when I was combing Nancy. I would like be combing them, and then like a flea would jump off of them and onto the white sheet, and because it was the white sheet, I was able to easily see them. So then I quickly grabbed a piece of masking tape and got the flea that way and squished them. So what I'm going to try to do today is get the dewormer into the 3 other cats, and that would be Little Eva, Ringo, and Ziggy. Maybe I'll have better luck getting the medicine into them than the upstairs cats. Now, yesterday when I gave it to the cats down here, I put it in Fancy Feast, and today when I gave it to the cats upstairs, I put it in Friskies. So I'm wondering if that made a difference. I'm wondering if it's better to give it in Fancy Feast. Also, you know, the other cats upstairs are just older. They have more life experience, so it could be that they're just, you know, onto it or smarter, so we'll see what happens. Hey, Ringo. How you doing, Ringo? You okay, Ringo? So Ziggy ate half of a tablet in some Fancy Feasts, but then she literally gagged and spit out the other half, which is still on this plate, so I gotta try to get the other half into her. So this time I tried in some tuna Shiba. She literally spit it out again. That piece on the right is the little piece of the tablet. This is Ringo's plate. He just ate the whole thing. At one point, I thought he was going to spit out a piece, but he gagged it down. And so now I'm going to try little Eva. This is what I did yesterday, and also what I just did for Ringo is I took a little bit of a fancy feast, and then I cut the tablets into halves. So Ringo got 1.5 tablets. I'm going to give the same thing to Eva. And I push them into the food, and then I kind of put more food on top, so they're kind of hidden in there. So hopefully if she eats this very fast, she's not even going to realize what she's eating. And that's kind of what Ringo did. This is Eva's plate, and Eva did great. She ate her food so fast. She had no idea there was anything in it, so she was the best one so far today. Everyone is eating their breakfast, and I still have the dehumidifier on. That's the noise that's been in the background as I've been filming down here. Ringo and Eva took their medicines no problem today, and I did hide Ziggy's in her breakfast, what was left of hers. So hopefully she'll eat it, because I didn't give her a full portion. I gave her like 1/3 of a regular portion. We'll see how that goes. There's still 2 small pieces of the tablet in Ziggy's food. So I'm going to give her some more raw food on top. Maybe she'll eventually eat it. It is 2:40 p.m. It is a beautiful day. I just spent some time outside cleaning some patio furniture. And the humidity outside is 43%. So it's the first time it's been this low since I've been having the dehumidifiers on. So I've just opened some windows. Here's Simba is by this window, and I opened the window in my room so the cats could get some fresh air. And I'm going to keep an eye on the humidity sensors to see if it goes up too much. If it does, then I'll shut the windows. Right now it says that the humidity in this room is 27%. So what I've noticed is that when sun is shining brightly through the windows, it definitely lowers the humidity in a room. Here's Bowie's on the bed in my room. The humidity in here is 35%. The humidity in this room is always a little bit higher when there are cats and people in this room. So that's to be expected. And yeah, if anyone wants to go on top of the cat tower by the window, they can. These are jack-o'-lantern shaped flea traps. I bought these on Amazon. They're called the Ultimate Flea Traps. It says detects and controls indoor flea problems, lures fleas, super grabber glue holds them fast, traps other insects too. Effective, 100% effective for flea, bed bug, or any insects or bug attracted by heat. Bugs and insects control solution. It attracts fleas and they will quickly be trapped by super grabber glue made in China. It comes with 2 of these jack-o'-lantern shaped flea traps. So you plug it in and there is a light on top, and on the bottom it comes with these sticky papers, and the fleas are supposed to land on the sticky paper. They're supposed to be attracted by the light and the heat, land on the sticky paper, and it's supposed to kill fleas. So do you see what the sticky paper does? It does not lie flat on the bottom. So there's nothing to connect it to or anything. So it does not lie flat. It kind of curls itself up, which is not good. And then if you notice, it has like 4 bugs on it. So it's really creepy to be walking past one of these and see like one of these bugs on it, because you kind of forget that the bug is printed on it and you think, oh my gosh, it just caught like a big cockroach or something, and it kind of freaks you out. So I don't like that. This should just all be plain white. And this was in use for over a week and it caught 2 fleas. That was it. It should have caught a lot more than 2 fleas, because where it was located, there were plenty more fleas around that it should have caught, but it didn't, because it seems that this sticky paper is not sticky enough. And then if you actually look at it, it says flea trap, and then look how it says stick the fleas firmly, STCICK. So there's a misspelling on here, which, come on, if you're gonna release a product, at least get the spelling correct. So really not happy with that. And here's the other one, because it was sold in a pack of 2, and it's the same exact problem with this paper not laying flat. And this one also only caught 2 fleas, and once again, it should have caught a lot more than only 2 fleas. So I am very, very disappointed with this product. It is 8:30 p.m. Here's Nancy. Here's Ziggy. There's Sammy. And I just flea combed the 3 of them as well as Richard. And this is what happened tonight also. There are no fleas in the deep death pool. None whatsoever. And there are some fleas in the shallow pool, so that means the only fleas I got off the cats were like 1s and 2s, mostly just 1s tonight. Sammy had a few fleas on her. She actually had the most out of the cats that I brushed. I think Ziggy only had like 1 flea on her. Nancy surprisingly did not have many fleas either, and neither did Richard. Richard's in a litter box right now. So I think that is a really good sign. So the 4 cats that I flea combed downstairs had less fleas today than the 4 cats that I flea comb upstairs, which I don't know why that was. Another thing that I have to do right now is change the sticky pad on these flea traps. So I just wanted to take a look at what we have here. So this flea trap definitely has less fleas on it than it did last week. So that is a really good sign. It actually also has some ants on it and then some other kind of bugs. I don't know what those other kinds of bugs are, but I would say there's probably like 4 or 5 ants on here. And this one over here has more fleas on it than the last one I just showed you. But I still think that this has less fleas on it than it did last week. I would have to compare it to the video footage from last week. So that's what this looks like. This one also has quite a few ants on it, so it's not just fleas, there are some ants on it. It'll be interesting to see how this week going forward is and how many fleas it catches. So this would have been the 3rd week of these flea traps. First week had the most, there was less in it the 2nd week, and then the 3rd week has even less. So hopefully the 4th week will have even less than week 3. It is 10:30 p.m. and the kittens are eating their food. And I don't know why Richard walked away from his food. I have a load of wash in the washing machine. I also have another load in the dryer. I just finished vacuuming down here. I changed the sheets on all of the furniture. All of the cats were flea combed, and the upstairs cats were fed, and I vacuumed up there. You know, basically the typical routine that's been going on. The only thing I have not done yet is flea comb the cats upstairs. I've been doing that right before I go to bed. That way, if they sleep on the bed, there's not going to be any fleas on them. I barely got any fleas off of the cats down here. I'm still only flea combing 4 of them, but I mean, it's been huge progress because I probably got 5 or less fleas off of each of them. And it took a while to find the fleas. It used to be that I would just run a comb, you know, down their back, and the comb would have several fleas on it. Now I have to comb them like multiple times until I even find a flea. And so that is really, really good, like huge progress. Today marks 3 weeks exactly since I've had the dehumidifiers running, and I think they've definitely helped a lot with regards to breaking the flea cycle. I'd like to keep them running as long as I continue to see adult fleas. Like if I'm continuing to comb fleas off the cats, I want to keep the dehumidifiers running. Once again, the dehumidifiers will kill all of the flea larvae. So if an adult flea lays eggs and then the eggs hatch into larvae, the larva will not survive because of the lower humidity. If the humidity is less than 45%, it will kill off the larva. And then if you kill off the larva, then there will be no pupa. And if there's no pupa, then there are no new adult fleas. So right now, any adult fleas we're dealing with are ones that have hatched from pupa because the humidity does not affect the pupa. However, the humidity level does affect the adult fleas, and the lower the humidity, the shorter the lifespan of the adult flea. The higher the temperature, the lower the humidity, the shorter the lifespan of an adult flea. So that's another good thing about lower humidity, is that the fleas are not going to live as long as they would if the humidity was higher. Like if it was like 75% humidity, the fleas are going to live a lot longer than if it's 33% humidity. So I just wanted to mention that and document that. I don't think I filmed much, if anything, at all today. I'm still trying to catch up with things that I haven't been able to get to because I've been spending so much time vacuuming, cleaning, flea combing, that kind of stuff. It's still very, very time consuming. It's less time consuming than it was, so I definitely feel like I have a chance to breathe a little bit more, but it's still very time consuming. What's the matter, Richard? Why didn't you want to eat your food, Richard? Richard, are you not hungry? The nice thing about putting fresh sheets on the furniture at night is that I can sit on them for a while and hang out with the cats. So when I put the sheets on, Sammy usually jumps up here and hangs out with me. Sometimes Richard will do the same. Richard loves getting pets, but for some reason, like, sometimes he's scared first. But then he warms up. Right, Richard? I always have sticky tape nearby so that if a flea jumps off of him, for example, I could grab the tape and then get that flea. And when I say sticky tape, I mean like masking tape. But all the cats down here are doing really good. Sammy wanted to go upstairs today, so I let her up, but Stella was in the kitchen, and as soon as she saw Stella, Stella hissed at her, and she's like, yeah, I'm not coming upstairs, and she went back down. But it's definitely getting to a point where I will let them back upstairs. I just wanted to make sure that the flea situation was more contained. And Boo is like really my biggest concern because, you know, he's the one having like a dermatitis reaction to the flea bites more so than the other ones are. I think it's FIV related because maybe his immune system is, you know, having a different type of response to the flea bites than the other cats are. But, you know, I have to make sure that he's not going to be like reinfected with additional fleas that he doesn't need to be infected with. Sammy's in her tunnel. You see her? She's right here. How you doing, Sammy? So what I'm going to do now is give them a little bit of canned food as dessert and finish cleaning up a little bit, and then they're good for the night. I have to keep nature videos on the TV for them overnight because if I don't, then they get themselves into trouble. Like the last night that they didn't have any videos on the TV, that's when I heard things crashing around and they broke some stuff. So I find that as long as the nature videos are on the TV at night, then they stay out of trouble. Right, Nancy? Hey, Ziggy. Hey, Ziggy. How you doing up there, Ziggs? How you doing up there, Ziggy? You alright? You don't need to be on a shelf, Ziggy. That's not a place for cats. That's not a place for a cat, Ziggy. One of the things that I did today was hang up these curtains. So I had these on a tension rod in these window boxes for years. They were fine like that, no problems. But what happened was, since the cats like to jump up to the window so they could look out, they kept pulling it off. I guess that they would jump up and then they would, the thing would just come down. And eventually the tension rods didn't really have much tension left. So I was like, I need to get some new ones. And when I was in the store the other day, I decided to get these instead. They're kind of like a U shape. They kind of stick out from the wall a bit. I don't know the correct name for them, but what I was hoping is that it'll give the cats enough clearance so that if they do jump up here, like, they're not going to pull it down. Plus, these are screwed into the wall. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they don't end up just pulling them out of the wall and making like a real big mess that needs to be repaired. Maybe Sammy's gonna jump up now and show us the new technique. There is a cat tower pretty much right underneath it, so ideally they would go from the cat tower to the window, but they like to jump just straight up from the day bed. Like, from here, they like to just jump up there. And she's looking at it now. She's like, what's going on? Is she gonna do it? You gonna do it, Sammy? You gonna jump up there? I just put some treats up in the window box. Is Nancy gonna get them? There's Nancy. You gonna get the treats? Or is she gonna take the... Good, good. That's how they're supposed to go. Supposed to go from the cat tower to the window. Yep. Oh, someone's in one of the other windows. Oh, perfect. That worked good. Sammy's watching her. There's Sammy. And of course Nancy loves jumping from this window ledge onto the daybed below it. So they also tore the curtain off of one other window, the window on top of the cat tower. And I did get another curtain rod just like this one to replace it. And then there's another window down here that I actually have curtains hanging, I don't know, several inches away because it's a little bit different clearance with the, it has a lower ceiling, so those curtains have not been disturbed. But out of all the windows, this is the one that really needs a curtain the most. So these windows do slide open and there are screens, but I don't open these windows at all because they are at ground level. There's all kinds of like insects and creepy crawly things, and I don't need anything coming in through a screen. I mean, can you imagine the fleas that would be coming in through those screens? I don't know who she sees. She probably sees somebody. That's why they really like looking at this window, because it also has the most street action for them. She's smelling the new curtain rod. Alright, so hopefully this curtain will stay where it is right now, and the curtain rod will stay there. Oh, is Sammy gonna join her? There's Sammy. See, this is the way that they should be going up there, like via the cat tower. There's room for several cats on that ledge. I think the most I've seen is 3. Nancy's moving over. She's making room for Sammy. Look at her. Nancy just laid down. Sammy, you gonna go up there? Sammy might be afraid of getting bopped by Nancy. I often see Sammy up there with Goldie and Ziggy. Even Eva sometimes. Are you tired, Richard? You tired? Richard's tired. This is Ringo's favorite window to look out of. Right, Ringo? You okay? You still up there, Ziggy? You tired also? Okay. Look at what's going on here. So I was sitting on the daybed with Ziggy, giving her a bunch of pets. And Sammy crawled under the sheet. And she's on the couch, but she's under the sheet. I don't even know how she did that because this is a fitted sheet. So it's like tight with elastic around the couch. You see Ziggy? Ziggy's looking at it like, what is that? And Richard is, trying to figure it out also. He might know. I think Richard knows Sammy's in there. But Ziggy's ready to attack. So this is what Sammy does like pretty much every day when I put the sheet on the couch. She jumps on the couch and then I have to put the sheet over her. And then I'll sit on the sheet for a little while. Like I'll sit here if she's like in the corner. And she likes that. And then I'll get up and then I'll pull up the corner. I'll be like, okay, Sammy, you have to get out. I don't want her there because this is a leather couch. I mean, it already has plenty of claw marks in it, but I also don't want her getting fleas on the couch. The reason why I have the sheets here is to keep fleas on the sheets and not on the furniture. So that's really the main reason why I don't want her on the couch. Especially it's also a dark brown leather couch, so it's going to be really hard to see any fleas on it. So where's Sammy? Where's Sammy? Where's Sammy, Richard? What is this? That's a mouth? Was that a mouth trying to bite my finger? What are you doing? Get out of there, Sammy. Get out of there, Sammy. Get out. Out. I don't need your fleas on the couch. Come on. Out. Get out. Come on. Come on, Sammy. Out. Out. Come on, Sammy. I just picked Sammy up and I put her up here in the window box. The nice thing about her being so small and so light is that she's really easy to, pick up and put places. Checking it out. She's pawing at the window. Why is she pawing at the window? You're not going out. Maybe she sees something out there. There's Ziggy. Ziggy loves jumping from where she is now up to the window box. She sees Sammy up there, so she might jump now. Oh, she's going to take she's taking the cat tower route. Good job, Ziggy. The water in the background is a nature video. Sammy's pawing at the window. Oh, she has her nose in the corner of it. She's trying to smell the air through it. I wonder what she sees because her tail is like really wagging. There's now 2 cats in the window, Sammy and Ziggy. Sammy and Ziggy. I think they're gonna like it with the curtain back on because it's like a little hidey hole for them. Whose paw is this? Is that Ziggy's? She let me touch her paw? Look at that. Ziggy's letting me touch her paw. Richard's eating a little bit of canned food on the couch, so what I'll do, like for dessert, is I'll take a 3-ounce can of Fancy Feast and I'll split that among 4 cats, so they'll each get like a quarter of a can. And it will be the pate because those are the low carb ones. Upstairs, they'll get 1 can because it's 4 cats. And then down here for the 7, I'll do 2 cans, but they all don't like eat it all the time. So I gave Richard like a full half of a can. If he wants more, I could give him some more, but I think there's still some on the other plates. Like Sammy didn't want any, Ziggy didn't want any. It's just an option if they're still hungry after dinner. Because they don't get crunchies, I don't know, maybe like once a week I'll give them some crunchies as a snack, but they've only been getting like homemade raw food and then some low carb canned food as a snack. Ringo's watching a mouse video